I will have to say something that I believe in, and this one I still don't believe in a little bit myself. Like I still have to do that.
I'm curious to know.
Everything else is great on paper, except that the workplace is what today has become a very buzzword, toxic. People like to throw it everywhere, but um, without really knowing the meaning. And that's also like another problem. Like you have a bad day at work, it's toxic. You have a fight with a colleague, it's toxic. but yeah, it can be real, and it can be very impactful and very have a very negative effect on you, or why people wake up in the morning and choose violence in the workplace, the mistakes. And I'm really trying to fail a lot.
Tell us a little bit about what is the problem that you are trying to solve and how did you come up with this idea?
Well, yeah, that is actually a very personal topic for me as well, and very important. My focus is mental health well-being in the workplace. This comes from a personal experience, of course. I started therapy maybe around a year ago, like officially. But I have always been interested in psychology, in how the brain works, how our emotion work. There was this period of time, of course, during lockdown, during COVID, when I had a lot of time in my hand, as we all did. And I came across this podcast called Psychology in Seattle. And in my attempt to stay sane and to go through those days, even though those days are actually my favorite now that I look back on it, I was doing a lot of listening to this podcast. At the same time, I was like using these adult coloring books to color and to bring the paint, like the colors together, different shades, different palettes, and it helped me understand a lot about myself. It helped me come very in touch with my feelings and to be more open about it. Um, I think that was the first conscious decision to be more mindful about my mental health. And then from there, it's been just it's been either more present or less. The thing is that when I decided to go on this journey that we're doing now, the master called Impact Entrepreneurship, where we had to pick a project, I had the chance to think long and hard on something that I was very passionate about. I didn't want to do something just to do it, just because the program requires it, or just because I want to come up with a nice idea that's popular and everything. I wanted to find something that was actually really passionate. I was passionate about, and that was meaningful to me.
Amazing. I think mental health, it's a very, very important topic, and more than ever, the world needs people talking about mental health, people helping with mental health, and you've chosen a very, very right time to actually, dive into this really amazing field and really help people out because I mean, as you said, I've myself been through, patches in life where it has become, really difficult to manage your emotions, to manage what's going on in your life and really stay on track and also stay sane, like right now, like especially with our generation, we have way too much to put up, way too much to deal with, a lot of expectations, and especially speaking of workplaces.
Since I don't have the experience or the background in psychology, but I do, and we all do have experience in something so important as our workplace, where we spend most of our time, especially people who are employed in a company, in an organization, in an institution, and whatnot. And I personally have had experiences, and I've heard a lot from people who have had experiences where everything else is great on paper, except that the workplace is what today has become a very buzzword, toxic. People like to throw it everywhere, but um, without really knowing the meaning. And that's also like another problem. Like you have a bad day at work, it's toxic. You have a fight with a colleague, it's toxic. But yeah, it can be real, and it can be very impactful and very have a very negative effect on you. When I first started, I wanted to understand why some people can have this experience when others can have a different one, or why people wake up in the morning and choose violence in the workplace, to put it like that. Like, I personally try to be, and most of the time I'm very optimistic and positive, and try to not put much emphasis on negative emotions. Of course, you have to understand them and deal with them, but on your own private space, and by yourself, with trying to minimally affect the others, not really offload your everything you have to the others and to people that surround you. So yeah, I think that was maybe my first drive, but more specifically, I want to understand like how we can help people. Some of us are lucky to be able to understand what they're going through and manage it, but there are others who are not, and I think they are the ones who need the help the most, and that I want to, yeah, help the most in the end.
Amazing. I love it. Especially, thinking about some are to some extent emotionally, more intelligent and we can manage it. Some of us are more vocal, but then there are people who really need help and who really need people trying to understand them and understand their situation and also help them understand what's happening, right? So very cool. Entrepreneurship is it's an unconventional path to choose to solve a problem. And instead of you looking into existing solutions, you also said, no, I'm going to find a solution that really works and that really does make an impact. But it's not an easy path. It has its ups and downs. It can be very challenging. What are some of the challenges that you have come across as a young entrepreneur, as an aspiring entrepreneur, that not many people talk about, on the web or on social media?
Well, personally, I have many challenges because I'm very, very new to the entrepreneurial world. All my work experience has been either in administration or in public administration or in corporate life, and it's very also like not me, or it was the not me from before to be so, yeah, I guess entrepreneurial, to not have like an already set path or rules or people telling me what to do. And yeah, I guess maybe my first challenge would be to just be able to give the work to myself, to go with what I feel like, without having a schedule, without having someone to tell you 1, 2, 3 are your tasks, and you have to do it this way. Yeah, not having that box to confine you into your actions. But then that's also like one of the reasons why I decided to do this, because I didn't want that. So it's a bit of a of a conundrum, but it's exciting to learn every day, to learn something new. And then, of course, the technical entrepreneurial challenges, like where do you start? How do you analyze a problem? How do you come up with something original? Like you said, there are many solutions out there, and if you start explaining, oh, I have this idea, people can say, oh yeah, actually this one's this is, I've heard of this. It's been done here. It's been done there, and Yeah, even though I do want that, something original, it's also a good start to start from somewhere where there's always or already exists something. So to start with an already there solution and tweak it, make it a bit better, and improve it or bring a new aspect to it. Um, right now, I'm still in the phase of trying to understand. There are policies, like HR is there. There are policies in companies or institutions that take care of employee well-being, but are they really working? This is also like something that I'm trying to understand with the interviews that I'm currently conducting, and with people, from different professions, different companies, different places of work, to get a bit of a better idea of what everyone is experiencing, what they think is the problem and what they think is the solution, and see what can come up. And there are also like apps that companies are using, or platforms, or people themselves, individuals, uh, and to see what is the drive there, like why do they use this exact app and not this other, or there is a platform there to protect them and to help them, why aren't they not using it? Because pretty often I will see that they're not taking advantage of it, or they don't believe in it, or they don't feel like if they share something they will be taken care of, or the opposite, maybe they will have face some problems for raising an issue or something. One other challenge is trying to find the right people to work with, which is something that I'm trying to see how I can solve. I would very much like to have someone, or a couple of people who are just as passionate about this as me, and because when I talk to people who are not as involved, they're like, yes, it's a great idea, I really like it, but no real critical or like constructive criticism in it for me to also get better. And
Some great points, Sarita. I think it's like the points you highlighted are very, very important for a young entrepreneur who's trying to design something, like really questioning what's happening, trying to dive into the existing space and see the problem, that where is the root cause, and if there are solutions, why people aren't using it, and really being able to build the team. And I think one of the biggest challenges, yeah, you are literally wearing like 10 hats a day and it can be really challenging and draining. But one point that you mentioned that I picked up, I think I would like to further take that point, is the kind of the mindset shift. Like when we work in a setup, in a corporate or in any organization, we have a set, we have a role, we have things to do, we have a blueprint to follow. And when we wake up in the morning, we know where to go, what to do. But entrepreneurial journey is more, it's like in a way waking up in the morning thinking, what do I do today? Right? So what are other like, some maybe mindset transformations that you required when you were starting or taking this transition?
I think the first one that comes to mind is fail fast, frequently. Yeah. So I'm not used to failing, or also like doing something halfway or not perfectly. Doesn't mean that I don't do it or I always achieve perfection, but I try my best, or I like put so much effort on that part. Um, and now I'm trying to adapt more the mentality that it doesn't have to be like that, that it can like start to start imperfect, and like end up getting improved on the way, or maybe you learn from the mistakes. And I'm really trying to fail a lot. Yeah, I'm trying, and like but hand to hand with that goes exploration, like you explore and then you see if you fail or succeed. So I'm also very open to new experiences, whatever that is, related or unrelated to the project. Maybe just the experience or just life. And networking, also like trying to meet people, related or unrelated. In the end, they all have something to contribute, like a tip or a mindset or a way or a tool that they use. Everything. It's very amazing to like talking to people, what you can learn from them. So this is yeah, I think these are my three favorite mindset shifts that I'm trying to use every day, and yeah, trying to maximize on on them.
Great ones. I think that trying to fail fast hit close to home, because I'm also, as a person, I tend to be more perfectionist than really trying to do something imperfectly and doing it until it gets to the point of perfection eventually. So that's a mindset shift I am also trying to, really embrace and practice, because it needs practice to really internalize it. So putting yourself out there, trying to do something imperfectly, make mistake, explore, and see what really works and not. Amazing. Thank you very much. And I think we will end with a few tips.
I will have to say something that I believe in, and this one I still don't believe in a little bit myself. Like I still have to do that, but it's like it's just believe in yourself. Like believe in your idea.
Cliched but important.
Important, like believe in your idea or in yourself, and then believe that everything that will come up, you will be able to solve it, and you will be able to face it, and something good will come out of it. I feel like in the end, one very important mindset that we should have, and then I try to practice every day, is whatever the experience is, something good will come out of it, and you will find a lesson, you will find a person, you will find an opportunity, or have a fun story or a scary story to tell to people. So I think in the end, like something will come out of any situation that you will be faced with.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed talking with you today. I really find value, like people do, like we have tons of stories out there where people have accomplished something. They are already there. Now they are looking back, but it's really refreshing to see, to talk to someone who is walking that now, right? Who like that the experience is happening kind of, in real time. So I really enjoy talking to people, and I want to bring more people here, so that people out there, entrepreneurs out there who are trying to build something, they don't only look up to the ones who have been there, but they know that there is a tribe that's on the same journey as you. So you are not alone. The challenges are universal. Everyone is facing them. It's more like, that real community building. And thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. Yeah.